Hey y'all, welcome to the Messy Studio. Come on in and see what's going on. Welcome back. As promised, really? Why do they wait till I come out to the shop to do this? Welcome back. As promised, one each, Banksia Pod. This will be a first for me. Actually, a couple of firsts, truth be. A couple of firsts for me. Actually, I've never turned Banksia Pod, so that'll be interesting in and of itself. I've seen the fuzzy crap this stuff throws off. Not sure what kind of reaction I'm going to have to it, so I'll be wearing my RZ mask just in case. Should be interesting. I'm going to try something a little bit, well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Yes, I am going to try something, but what I'll do first is put it between centers, make it round, cut a tenon, and then turn it around, put it in my chuck, and then we'll go from there. I'm probably going to incorporate resin in this somehow or another. Like I said, I have a vision in my mind. I just hope it turns out. So we'll see. This is about the right size for what I want. I'm gonna go with a little box, but I'll wait to show you what the shape's going to be as we go along. But the first order of business is I got a new sticker from Wildman Technology and Fabrication. Remember the Makers Media Network? So let's get this thing put up. Sorry, Marsh. Gotta make it fit. That'll work. There we go. And I'll get one of mine to you straight away, Marsh. Thanks. Oh, by the way, I'll leave a link to Marsh's channel down below and point to it up here. Okay, RZ mask on. Let's do it. About 900. Wow, some of those go a lot deeper than I thought. It's not terribly hard, but this really might be too small for what I want. Okay, right now I'm about 2 3/8. I'm going to go cut this off at the bandsaw. This will be the bottom, this will be the top. I wonder, do these get punky over time? Because man, this stuff is soft inside. I thought these were hard. But they're not hard. Okay, I'm mixing up my resin.
I've got 3 ounces in here, 1.5 this. I'll take that to 4.5. This one I'm going to put 2 ounces in. On the lower board.
Now stir until they're thoroughly mixed. This is going to take a few minutes. See how it gets all cloudy? You stir that until it gets clear again. Wow, we started out two very, very different colors, and they've they've ended up nearly the same. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this kind of pour. They say you don't have to put liquid diamonds in a pressure pot. I've got a pressure pot. It's mostly set up, just not quite finished. Anyway, I'm gonna let this set up overnight and see if I need to add any more tomorrow. I'm hoping I don't. I think it may be full enough, maybe. But it might not be. Wow. This one almost had enough in it. I say almost. It really didn't. I need to do it again. This one, look at that. Only came up to here. I had it up to here. That much of it actually soaked in. That's how soft this stuff is. And it's still stuck to the bottom. This is crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna mix some more up. I did 3 ounces yesterday. I'll do another 3 ounces. I decided to go 6. I don't have to do this again. Alrighty, let's see what that looks like tomorrow. I don't know how much of that is going to get absorbed into the Banksia pod, but it'll be interesting to see the results. So I'm going to let this set up for a couple of days, primarily because I'm taking my grandson fishing tomorrow. Okay, got these out of the molds, so let's take them to the lathe and see what we got. First thing I'm going to do is make this round and then cut this tenon a little bit shorter. This is nearly as brittle as polyester resin. Of course, I'm not taking ultralight cuts either, but still. Alright, got me a clean shoulder, and I will part that down about right there. I need to take this down a little more. That's the thing about resin. That's what it does. Now we're getting down there. Okay, now I'm going to part this nearly all the way through, and then I can put the chuck on and turn this around and start hollowing after I do the other one, the other half. Wasted a little more resin on these than I wanted to, but because I'm cheap. I don't like wasting wood or resin or anything really, because this resin is not cheap, not by a long shot. My shoulder there, that'll work. It looked to have really soaked this resin in, but it didn't really. I mean, I don't know where it all went. I know that couldn't have all gone into those holes because they weren't. But it's not, it didn't penetrate a whole lot. At least not up here. So I've got to flatten the top of that off where it was in the bottom. Same here. So flatten the tops of these off once I get them chucked up. This is the top, this is the bottom. I'm going to do the bottom first and shape it. Take my 3/8 inch bowl gouge and true this up. Okay, that's the lip. Let's hollow it out. That's just almost hollow enough because I've still got to shape the bottom. It's good on the inside except for a couple of places. Okay, now we'll face the front of this one off. Mark the inside of the other one, the other piece. Now establishing the inside. Quit blowing my phone up. Wow, went from too tight to too loose. Nag dabbit, but that's alright, it'll be fine. It don't have to be a pop snug fit. So I did liquid diamonds, clear liquid diamonds in here. No coloring, just clear to give it a nice sheen on the inside. And then I'll come back and true these up, make them fit right, finish the outside shape. You're gonna have to wait to see what that's gonna be. I'm not gonna tell you, it's a secret or a surprise or whatever. And then I'll turn a finial and a pedestal. Okay, I'm gonna put some Yorkshire grit in here and polish this up before I do the outside. Before I get real carried away, did a little scraping to even that out faster. Wow, the resin didn't go in as far as I thought. So I'm gonna have to doctor this a little bit. probably surmise now what I'm going for. Has nothing to do with an upcoming holiday. It's just something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's a thought I had, and something I've been wanting to try because I like the Fabergé ones. Ooh, man, that's punky. But I've been taking pretty heavy cuts too, so. Alright, I'll be back. Well, let's see how these turned out. To help in the curing process though, I am going to turn some of the bulk down. Yeah, see, look at the fingernail impressions. See how soft that is? I need to let it harden up for a few days, but I'm going to get it a little bit closer. Okay, it's been a few days, and it's not soft anymore. It's hardened up quite nicely, actually. This is turning into a pain in the butt, just in case y'all are wondering. Nova's Plastic Polish 2 Fine Scratch Remover. Now, I don't want to leave any of that polish residue behind on the blank because I want to make sure when I put a finish on it, it'll stick. I wanted to keep this natural edge here and that little lip, so that's why I cut this the way I did and went in. I want to keep some of this natural edge as well. I don't want to go too fast, but I don't want to go too slow either. As little lateral pressure as possible, that way. I want most of my pressure going that way. Put my bow gouge on. See what I mean? I didn't have a whole lot of... Yeah, I could make this deeper, but I don't want to make it deeper. You know, some people might get mad about such things. I'm not one of them. So, as many times as this pops out, I will keep putting it back in here until I can't. Done with that. It's just a little bit too punky around, but I got a bit of a cup, so I should be able to set the egg in it when I get it done. Pretty much just like that. Okay, so the sanding on here is done. Now I'll mix up a little bit of epoxy and color and just fill this and let it level out. I'll try some mesquite. Billy, why don't you just use blackwood? Because I don't have any. This is hard. It's relatively straight grain, so it should be okay. No, I did not use sanding sealer. Ah! Now I'm mad. Just a tiny bit too much pressure. I feel like Marvin the Martian right now. I'm so angry. Now I have to turn another Illudium Q36 exploding space modulator. Now I have to be really careful. Now I'm going to try to take this off. See if I can get as lucky with this one as I did the bottom. I'll let that dry overnight and then I'll fine tune that. Because this finial is so short, I'm going to make the onion a little bit smaller so that it looks right. That's better. Well, it's always something. I couldn't get the epoxy to hold on the bottom. It fell off twice. So this is just under a 1/2 inch dowel rod. I cut a small piece of dowel. I drilled a hole to fit. I glued it in with Tide Bond, and I'm gonna let this set. Runs nice and true, and then I'll drill the base out. When I get everything put back together, I'm probably just going to shoot it with clear lacquer. So I'm calling this the project that wouldn't die, because I've been working on this for over 2 weeks. Granted, there's been a lot of life going on in between, fishing trips and yard work. That takes up about 4 days total out of the last 2 weeks. So after that's cured for a couple hours, I'll come back and do the other side, do the base. So here it is, all done. I think I like it. It's interesting. It was a pain in the butt. Project that wouldn't die. Over 2 weeks in the process. Of course, I had some life happening in the middle of all of that, but like a fishing trip with my grandson. But it's all good. Little box. I finished it with lacquer, several coats. I'm going to give it a week to 10 days or so to fully cure, and then I'll buff it. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Truly, I really appreciate it. I just went over 500 subscribers. I'm really excited about that. I know that's not a lot, but you know, it's not bad. So come back to the Messy Studio and see what we're up to next time. Not sure what I'm going to do. I think I want to do another turning. I've still got some stuff I have to do for the shop. I saw a really pretty piece of oak the other day that I want to take care of, so that may be it. Y'all come back.